What if your instincts aren't as accurate as you think? What if the people you trust, the ones who seem harmless, kind, ordinary, are quietly bending your reality without you ever noticing? Because sometimes manipulation doesn't feel like manipulation. It feels like warmth. It feels like certainty. It feels like someone understanding you a little too well. So before you trust your next impression, ask yourself this: are you seeing the person in front of you or the version they want you to see? Today, we're going to question that subtle line, the one between genuine connection and hidden control. 1. Unmasking the charm offensive. They often begin with warmth so perfectly crafted it feels like a gift. The charm, the compliments, the effortless connection. It's all designed to lower your guard before you even notice. But if you watch closely, the mask slips in microseconds. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes. A momentary tension in the jaw. A glance that scans you instead of seeing you. These tiny fractures in their performance reveal the truth. The charm isn't genuine, it's strategic. And then there's your intuition, like the quiet pull in your chest that whispers something's off. Never ignore it. Manipulators hide their intentions behind charisma, but your gut feels what your mind hasn't decoded yet. 2. The shifting sands of guilt. Manipulators don't confront you head-on. They slip through the cracks of your kindness. They study your empathy, then bend it. Suddenly helping them feels like an obligation, and saying no feels like betrayal. When something goes wrong, notice how the blame slides your way, not loudly but subtly. A sigh, a disappointed tone, a reminder of everything they've done for you. Before you know it, you're apologizing for problems that were never yours to carry, and when guilt isn't enough, they reach for your deepest fears. If you cared, you'd do this. That's emotional blackmail, turning your heart into a weapon against you. The truth? Anyone who needs guilt to keep you close was never close to begin with. Close. 3. The constant power play. Manipulative people don't fight with strength. They fight with control. And their favorite weapon is information. They'll give you fragments of the truth, twist details, or forget key pieces, just enough to keep you unsure and them ahead. Then comes the quiet erosion, gaslighting. Not the loud, obvious kind, but the kind that makes you question a memory, a reaction, even your own emotional logic. You start wondering, am I overthinking? When in reality, they're undermining your clarity on purpose. And when their tactics run thin, they reach for the oldest card in the deck, the victim. The misunderstood, mistreated soul who just wants to be seen. Because in their world, power isn't taken, it's manipulated from your doubt. 4. The unseen web of control. Manipulative people rarely use force. They use subtle distance. They begin by quietly isolating you, not by forbidding connections, but by sowing small doubts. They don't really understand you like I do. Before you notice, your world narrows around them. Then comes conditional affection, a shifting reward system, where their warmth appears only when you comply. You start chasing approval that never fully arrives, and they set standards no one could meet, keeping you slightly off balance, always striving, never enough. This is the invisible web, not built with threats, but with psychological gravity. Once you recognize these patterns, you stop mistaking control for care, and you reclaim the space they tried to shrink. 5. Navigating and protecting your peace. There comes a moment when you realize that protecting your peace isn't an act of rebellion. It's an act of self-respect. It begins with boundaries, not walls, but quiet lines that say, This is where I end, and you do not get to cross. When manipulators push, you don't push back. You become neutral. This is the art of gray rocking, to removing the emotional fuel they rely on. No drama, no reaction, just calm, steady presence. And when the pattern becomes unmistakable, you choose the most powerful move. Disengagement. Not loud, not chaotic. Simply stepping away with clarity. Because sometimes the greatest victory is reclaiming the space inside you that they were never meant to occupy. 6. The illusion of reciprocity. When giving becomes a trap. Manipulators understand one truth about human nature. We feel compelled to return the favor. They offer small acts of kindness, not out of care, but calculation. A compliment here, a helping hand there, just enough to make you feel indebted. And once that subtle sense of obligation forms, they begin extracting what they truly want. Your time, your trust, your compliance. You'll notice their generosity shifts into expectation, and their expectations into pressure. The moment you hesitate, they remind you, quietly or indirectly, of everything they've done for you. The real test? Ask yourself whether their kindness feels free or like a bill waiting to be collected. 7. The mirage of emotional intimacy. When closeness is manufactured, not earned. Some manipulators don't use fear or guilt first. They use vulnerability. They open up fast, too fast, sharing deep wounds or dramatic stories designed to hook your empathy. It feels intimate, meaningful, even rare. But it's strategic. By revealing so much, they make you feel safe to reveal your own fears, secrets, and insecurities. And once you do, that emotional currency becomes leverage. They know what comforts you, what scares you, what keeps you up at night, and they use it to influence your decisions. Real connection grows slowly. Manufactured intimacy rushes you, overwhelms you, and leaves you feeling strangely exposed. If the closeness feels accelerated, it's not connection. It's control disguised as trust.